Why haven't previous presidents been criminally charged for their actions in office? I believe there are several reasons. First, we are in a unique election cycle where a previous president is again running for office against the man who defeated him. It's like having two first-term incumbent presidents both running for office. Mr. Trump is not just a previous president, but an extremely polarizing one at that. Simply look at the claims of those who support him and those who oppose him. Second, we have witnessed over the last couple of decades a willingness, especially from one political party, to take short-term gains for long-term losses. Simply look at the Senate getting rid of the filibuster for Supreme Court nominees, which quickly led to getting rid of it for all judicial nominees. In short, the traditions that have allowed competing parties to peacefully coexist have been abandoned, just as George Washington warned us. The alternate domination of one faction over another, sharpened by the spirit of revenge natural to party dissension, which in ages and countries has perpetuated the most hard enormities, is itself a frightful despotism. Mr. Saar's argument for presidential immunity rested on several pillars: the executive vesting clause, Marbury versus Madison, the reaction to Franklin's statement of the Federal Convention of 1787, and George Washington's farewell address. I've shown in this episode that none of those documents in any way suggest a presidential immunity from criminal prosecution. While much of the questioning from the justices focused on the impact of their decision, primarily not on this case, but in future ones. Time prevents me from diving into that topic here. Let me summarize by stating that while each side stated their positions, the evidence brought by Mr. Saar was as flawed as the rest of his case. Mr. Saar was not alone in having flaws in his argument. To me, the saddest quote of all came from Mr. Dreeben.
We are trying to design a system that preserves the effective functioning of the presidency and the accountability of a former president under the rule of law.
Rather than following the Constitution and laws of the United States, the courts and all of the attorneys arguing the cases are attempting to design a system to meet their ends. They are legislating from the bench rather than applying the law to the case at hand. While Mr. Trump is attempting to turn the presidency into a kingship, the courts are turning the United States into an oligarchy. Also, one faction can have dominion over another. Quite a frightful despotism indeed.